So after my MongoDB was wiped because of the war in Iran, I decided to do a project. And the project is a 10-part project where I'm building a financial grade MongoDB replica set. And so far, I've done 3 parts. The first part was basically just discussing the threat model and all the levels of threats that we are going to design our replica set for. Part 2 was basically setting up what we call the VMs ready networking, just a virtual network which is protected end to end and it has no access to public internet. Only the VMs can communicate with one another, and then we'll be having a secure connection to the client or to the admins. And then in the third part, we did set up now the PKI, which is public keys, so that when one VM in one region makes a request or sends a request to another VM in another region, which is like basically the nodes of the replica set, they can get to understand I trust you. So there's that trust between these 3 VMs. So that is the third part that we closed on last Sunday. And now tomorrow, I'm actually now going to part 4. And the part 4 is basically what I know most of us have been waiting for. The installation of MongoDB across the 3 VMs and then initiating a replica set. So if you've been waiting for this part, which is part 4, which is basically now the actual stuff, installing MongoDB on these 3 VMs, establishing connection, ensuring they trust each other over X509 certificates, then this is the article for you. Tomorrow I'm dropping this article part 4 and you can read it. Remember, it's a series and it will be a 10-part series. So far we've nailed 3 down and now we're at the 4th one, which I release tomorrow, which I'm releasing tomorrow. So stay tuned. And by the way, if you haven't read the first 3 parts, the first 3 parts I'm going to promise you, they're not interesting as you might want it to be interesting because it's going into the actual implementations, not just the surface tutorial or blog like a kind of thing. The actual implementation, what is expected, and that article covers the reasons why we're doing what we are doing. So the first 3 parts are basically for the building the infrastructure, the security, and the networking. And now tomorrow, what we're doing moving forward is now the actual installation of MongoDB, handling MongoDB, initiating a replica set, adding them, and even testing the failover strategy that we are going to implement moving forward from tomorrow. So that's a heads up. If you haven't read the first 3 parts, then it's very simple. It's very simple. You just need to come here. Let me show you how to read them. So if you haven't read any part or missed any part, so just come to this site here, metadev.com blogs, and then of course these are my articles. But when you log in, you'll find them here under all. But since I'm the author and I'm logged in, I'll find them right here. And you can see the last article that I wrote, that is part 4. Of course, it's part 3 because the other one was this background story of why I'm doing this series. So root in the vault, intermediate on the wire, building a 2-tier MongoDB PKI with Azure Key Vault. So if you click on this, you will be able to read this part 3 article, and it covers everything you need to know about the certificate files and authentication, everything right inside here. But if you're coming in and you don't want to start midway, then we have it as a series. So if you scroll to the bottom here, you will see there is a button here to take you to the series page. So right here, when you come here, just click on view all. So this will take you to this series, and this series is named Logs from the Battlefield. And then if you love to be notified about the upcoming blogs so that you don't have to come back checking, just click follow, and then every time I publish a new article, you will be notified. As you can see, this was the first part. MongoDB cluster was in Bahrain, then missiles came. Then part 2 was now the data engineering bit, which was what a wiped MongoDB cluster in Bahrain taught me about cloud architecture. And third part was cloud platform, basically the initialization of the VMs, 3 regions, 1 private network, the Azure Foundation for a production MongoDB replica set. And the latest part is now the security part, where we have the root in the vault, intermediate on the wire, and building a 2-tier MongoDB PKI with Azure Key Vault. So tomorrow, when I publish the 4th part, it will be here. And if you subscribe, or just follow this series, you'll be notified when this article goes live. So yeah, if this is something that you're interested in, just going beyond just building MongoDB or using MongoDB in application, not knowing how to set up, or you just want to understand that other than using MongoDB in the cloud, how can I have my on-prem MongoDB replica set that can survive any failure? For example, geopolitical pressure can survive one node crash. You still have two nodes running, and while they're running, you can still spin up another one and make it join the replica set. So this series is for you, and it's not a video series. The videos will come later once we are done with the 10 articles. But for now, we're still doing the articles, and they're in a series here, well organized from part 1, part 2, part 3. So you can actually follow everything step by step. And I'm actually also explaining the reasons why I'm doing what I'm doing, not just doing it for the sake. So stay tuned. Tomorrow, I'm dropping the 4th part of this series, and we are going to be installing MongoDB now on the 3 VMs. Osako Codes signing out. End video.